Caribbean after rowing across the Atlantic on his own. There is no room for complacency about support for the union in Wales. A statement not from Plaid Cymru or even Welsh Labour, but a former advisor to David Cameron. The comments from the Tory peer Lord Dunlop come as independence is very much back on the agenda in Scotland. But what about in Wales, where polls are suggesting growing popularity for the idea? Our Westminster correspondent, Ione Wells, has been gauging the mood.
This Welsh independence rally may have taken place in pre-COVID times, but the Yes Cymru flags seen in the crowds here have kept flying virtually throughout the pandemic, with the campaign saying their membership has grown from 2,000 to 17,000 in the last year. Unlike Scotland, polls suggest Welsh independence is still a minority view in Wales, but David Cameron's former devolution advisor, Lord Dunlop, says there's no room for complacency about the union in Wales and said relations between Westminster and the Welsh Government need to be reformed.
The architecture for cooperation and working together really needs reforming in a very big way so that, it's a joint endeavour. If you look at the constitutional question, there's been some suggestion, well, devolution has failed because it hasn't killed nationalism. Whereas my view is devolution isn't a failed project, it's an unfinished project.
So how are the unionist parties responding? Well, Downing Street sources say while the mood is more defensive when it comes to Scotland, they see Wales as an opportunity to build on their 2019 general election results there. Meanwhile, Labour have set up a constitutional commission to look at devolution around the UK. And on the other side, Plaid Cymru have very firmly nailed their colours to the independence mast.
I think the really important thing is listening to what people are saying. What is it that is making them want independence? And what do they mean by independence? Do they actually mean the sort of independent decision-making that we currently have with Welsh Government? Or do they mean completely trying to cut off and have no rapport whatsoever?
Devolution in the present state of affairs is not working effectively. It is too inconsistent. It's different across the different nations. People do not understand how it operates in different places, and that creates friction. We also see a government in Westminster that is intent on preventing devolution from working effectively. They do not communicate effectively. We also know that there's been a review commissioned by the UK government, the Dunlop Review. But why won't they publish this even?
Cabinet Office Minister Michael Gove says the Dunlop Review will be published in due course alongside a joint review with the devolved administrations. Though the union might still drum up majority support in Wales, as some independence voices get louder, politicians of all stripes are advising it is time to listen.
Producers of cockles and mussels in Wales have been told that most of them will not be allowed to